5 things that people should know about buying real estate in Miami Dade and Broward counties, but they don't know. I'm going to talk about that today. Hey everyone, my name's Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami-Dade and Broward counties, and today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that people should know about buying real estate in Miami-Dade and Broward counties, but they don't know them. So before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another update. We do put out new videos every week. Also use the link in our information box and download our free relocation guide. That guide page is super detailed. I think you'll love it. So make sure you download it today, and I'll also add you to our newsletter. Okay, let's get started. One of the first things that you really need to know if you are thinking about buying real estate in Miami-Dade and Broward is that short-term rentals are heavily regulated in both counties. Short-term rentals are any type of rentals that are 181 days, so 6 months plus 1 day and less. That is considered a short-term rental in our area. First, you have to make sure that the property is located in an area that is zoned, allowed by the county or in the city for short-term rentals, and that property has to be in a neighborhood that allows short-term rentals because some HOA communities do not allow short-term rentals. And if you're purchasing in a condominium or townhome association, you need to make sure that that association allows short-term rentals. So there are a lot of rules and regulations that go around short-term rentals. There's also special licensing and taxes that you need to be aware of. It's not super easy. People think because we're a vacation area and second home market that short-term rentals are really easy to do in our area. But I just want to let you know they are not. So you need to understand that these types of rentals are heavily regulated. Even if you are not planning on doing a short-term rental, maybe you want to just buy a property and rent it out immediately and have a long-term tenant in the property, you also really need to make sure that you look into that association's rules and regulations, and of course that neighborhood's rules and regulations around renting the property. Some places have very strict rules and regulations around buying a property and renting it out immediately. Sometimes you have to hold the property for a year or two without a tenant in place. Some places do not allow rentals at all. So I would just highly recommend that if that's something that you really want to do, if you need to be able to rent the property, you need to do a lot of research in advance when it comes to even long-term rentals and of course the short-term rentals as well. Associations. People love and hate them. So let's talk a little bit about what you need to know about associations in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. If you are purchasing a single family home and it's not in an association, an HOA association, also a homeowners association, you also, if that's really important to you about rules and regulations and you just want to be super free with how you own the property and maintain that property, I would really recommend that you check into that neighborhood, because even properties that are not located in HOAs, sometimes the cities mandate the look of that property and some things that you can or cannot do to that property, especially neighborhoods like Coral Gables. They are very, very strict. Well, cities like Coral Gables, they're super strict. So be really careful if that's really important to you and look into those rules and regulations to make sure that you can deal with them. Now, a lot of single-family home neighborhoods here are managed by homeowner associations. These associations typically have monthly fees that will cover the maintenance. They will also sometimes cover the lawn care and all of the amenities that go along with living in that homeowners association. And then, of course, condominiums and townhomes typically also have some type of associations. These associations, if you are buying in one of them, you really need to look into what you're buying into. Some of these associations are ran very well and some of them are not. And there are a lot of rules and regulations that have been put in place to make sure that they are managing these properties correctly. But ultimately, many times, it's up to the owners of these units that are actually in the collective association, and of course who they vote into the board to actually take care of the day-to-day business of these associations. So a lot of this style really revolves around who's actually owning in these buildings and how they have taken care of these buildings over the years, or rather the associations over the years, whether it's a homeowner association, a townhome association, or a condominium association. What is kind of the philosophy of how they run the association? Also, some of the properties may be managed by a large management company that's on site. Some of them are managed by a large management company that has a lot of different buildings, but the management headquarters is somewhere else. They're not on site. And some associations actually self-manage. So they're all different types of styles of associations, but something you want to really look into and understand before you buy there. Insurance is something that I often see people really underestimate when they're buying real estate in our area. And that's honestly because they just don't know. And very often they'll get quotes online from maybe an online mortgage company or someone who's not super familiar with buying real estate in our area, and often they underestimate the cost of insurance. And I really like to be conservative. I like to overestimate so that you are not caught off guard. Really, it depends on many different factors. It depends on if you're purchasing a single family home. It depends on the condition of the property, also the 4-point, the wind mitigation, and all of those systems inside the home. And if you are purchasing a townhome, it depends on if you're buying a townhome that's on its own or if you're buying a townhome that's in a condominium association, because that can really determine the cost of insurance. Sometimes the townhomes that are in condominium associations may actually include some of the insurance. And if you're purchasing in a condominium, you'll probably want to have what they call a walls in policy, because a lot of the insurance will be covered by the association fees. So there's just a lot to know about insurance. The biggest thing is you're probably underestimating it if you've not spoken with an expert here who does this every single day, because the cost of insurance is kind of a big thing in Miami Dade and Broward. And I'm going to mention this because someone made a comment the other day and said, well, duh, everybody knows that. But I talk about this all the time because you know what? People don't know about property taxes. I see on listing descriptions all the time people saying things like, oh, the property taxes are so low. Okay, that's great. Right now they are low, but they're low based on what? The current owner, the current owner's homestead. What other deductions does the current owner have on the property? If you are looking at the property taxes, I would really recommend that you take a property that you like, go to Miami Dade property tax appraiser's office online, Google it, and find the calculator. Same thing for Broward. Do the same thing. Get the calculator that they have. Just Google Broward County property tax calculator. You can go in, plug in all of your information, and get an idea about how much that property may cost when you purchase it. Because yes, the taxes will be what they are right now for ever how long you own it. Taxes here are paid in the arrears. So they'll be that price for a little bit of time, but at some point in time in the future they will reset. They'll be based on your purchase and purchase price, and they'll of course also be based on the deductions that you have with the property. So never rely on the current owner's property taxes as a way to determine how much they may cost you. All right, so that's it for today. I hope that this helped you understand some things that you need to know about buying real estate in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. My name is Jamey Prezzi. This is my husband, Ognjen Prezzi. Please download our relocation guide if you'd like some more information about moving here. You can always reach out to us to schedule a buyer or seller strategy session, and we're always here to be a resource for you. Okay, that's it, and we will see you soon.